Nebraska Extension, in partnership with Kansas State Extension and Research, will hold 5 Farm Bill forums in late February and early March. 3 of those meetings will be held in Nebraska, March 5th at the Eastern Nebraska Research and Extension Center near Meade, March 6th in Scottsbluff, and the 7th in Hastings. The events come during what's expected to be a rough financial year for American producers. The Department of Agriculture Wednesday projected net farm income in 2018 will be down almost 7% from 2017 and the lowest since 2006. Brad joined us Wednesday morning to give an update on the progress for a new farm bill.
Well, we know the discussions are ongoing, and we know that there's been work on both the House and Senate side, I think, to feel out the legislation that will be introduced. But we're still waiting for that formal introduction. We're waiting on a process that really is timed to solving the budget issues first before we can really proceed with language in either committee.
Are there any hang-ups right now?
We do have some challenges in this farm bill, and the biggest seem to be cotton and dairy. If we have to solve them in the farm bill, they are big issues. If a budget deal takes care of them at least beforehand, then the farm bill doesn't have to solve them directly, and the process may move forward more expeditiously.
We talk so much about the agricultural aspect of this, but the largest portion, the vast majority, is related to SNAP,
right.
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Do you expect changes there?
Well, on the SNAP side, or the nutrition title, which is 75% plus of the total farm bill spending as of the last projection, we do expect a fight over, or at least a debate over, potential reforms to eligibility, maybe reforms to benefits and to operations. But I think fundamentally we have to remember that any proposals over there generally stay on that side of the ledger. We don't expect that we can cut food assistance programs as a way to pay for something else in the bill. It's really its own debate.
Will there be any shifts in ARC or PLC farm programs?
We do expect some major changes, at least proposed, to ARC, particularly with the yield data. Question of the source of the data and some challenges, some debate that's been ongoing now for at least a couple years about which data source is used, whether it's from survey data collected by the National Ag Statistics Service or whether it's yield data reported to crop insurance agents that's available from the Risk Management Agency. We also might debate the history of that data, how many years of data, of yield data go into those guarantees. But for all the debate over changing ARC, the real fundamental question in the next farm bill is, will we have a new decision, which we expect, between ARC and PLC in the next farm bill?
Are some of those changes aimed at reducing the variation from county to county?
Fundamentally, the questions over yield are a question of consistencies in data that are heightened or highlighted with those discrepancies in payment rates across county. We can go through the equation. We can know that ARC is meant to pay on a county level based on county performance, so there are supposed to be differences. But if there are differences in the data source, there might be some inconsistencies that producers have been concerned about.
Okay, finally, crop insurance, as always, one of the targets for legislators. What might be targeted this year?
Right. While ag groups and industry groups might argue the fundamental purpose or the fundamental push should be to maintain crop insurance as the foundation of the safety net, we know that it's been targeted before. We expect the committees to be strongly supportive of crop insurance in any legislation that's forwarded to the floor, but we also expect a fight over potential changes. Some potential cuts to eligibility in terms of a premium subsidy limit or an adjusted gross income cap on eligibility to participate. But that could potentially throw out some producers, and it doesn't just affect those producers, it affects the performance of the program as a whole, which might affect the premiums paid by the people that remain. So that's a bigger challenge to the program. We also see a proposal to cut the harvest price component and the subsidy for that harvest price coverage. Well, that looks like an add-on, and it has an estimated cost, but it's also the fundamental component of crop insurance that matches with a good marketing strategy. So unless you want to damage sort of the overall risk management performance of the program, that's a tough one to pick on. And then finally, you have potentially the premium subsidy support. Currently, that overall average is around 62% of all premium dollars come from the federal government. At what level might that be reduced to without substantially affecting participation in the program? That may be the biggest question on crop insurance.